2 years ago, we came here to Washington, D.C., shoulder to shoulder, with our voices raised in unison, demanding recognition, justice, and reparations. That moment was etched into the records of our struggle. And now, brothers and sisters, we are going to return here to Washington, D.C., not merely just to reminisce, but to reignite our spirit of determination, to amplify our voices, and to reaffirm our commitment to the cause. Join me, Tariq Nasheed, here in Washington, D.C., at the Rally for Reparations Juneteenth celebration at Freedom Plaza. We're going to have a vast array of phenomenal speakers, guests, leaders, and activists who's going to reignite that spirit of Majawa that's within us and our lineage. You don't want to miss this event. Go to rallyforreparations.com. That's rallyforreparations.com. Come on down here to Washington, D.C. Be a part of history. Join me. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for justice. Stand up for your ancestors. Rallyforreparations.com. See you here.
All right, let's go. Here's what we about to do, family. B1 FBA family. So what I'm gonna do on this video is something that if you've been watching this video or this channel, then you know I have been someone to expose the detractors within our community and without our community. And because it's important to understand that when we're speaking about some of these fuck niggas like these Taharka Bays, these Pan-African Strikes Back, these other cats that just continuously attack us, they don't typically have any type of solutions or any works of their own to platform. All they do is try to dissipate the energy and the works that is being done on our behalf. I've even showed you how some of these niggas will actually make excuses for the white supremacists who gun us down. Taharka Bay has done this every single time there has been a black man killed by a white supremacist and or policeman. He finds a way to blame our people. But karma always comes around. And through the codification of our people, we're able to shut these cats down. Understand something. When they go after a Tariq Nasheed or a New Black Media, they're really coming against us. They're really coming against our people collectively. That's just a proxy for them to target. I've said this many times. That's all it really is. The same thing that the mainstream and that the government does. When they went after the Black Panthers, it wasn't just the Black Panthers. They were attacking what the Black Panthers represented and defended, and that is us. When they go after Farrakhan or even some of our entertainers, they're really coming against us in general. It's not just about that person. That's why it's important to have some type of codification to make sure that we don't go along with the bullshit and that we have some type of solidarity. So I'm going to show you a couple things. And I think it's important for you to understand these things, for us to understand these things, because in the future, you know, especially right now, we're getting momentum in this reparations. We're getting momentum in this social justice. The lexicon is now being filled with some of the words that we use in terms that we use, and it's going all the way up to the realms of political acknowledgement, global acceptance is resonating from our influence on the grassroots. So that means as we continue to grow, as we get closer to our goals, we're going to continue to have resistance. The first level of resistance always comes from people who look like us. So that we have to fight through people who look like us just and for us to get to the next level, which is the real fight. But it first starts with us having to fight through those who look like us and sometimes are put up to represent us falsely. That's what we're up against. That's what we're going to continue to be up against. Yeah, today it may be Tariq Nasheed and New Black Media. Tomorrow it could be somebody else that started to get a little recognition that is doing things in our community. They rarely go after the true degenerates. They actually platform the true degenerates. They go after the people who are actually making progress amongst our people. Think about that. Very rarely do they go actually, I mean, they're not going after some of these thought bot rappers. You got chicks twerking in front of kids. They're not throwing them under the bus. They're not attacking them. I'm just going to show you a couple things, y'all. So as you can see right here, this is Twitter. This is Moochie Bear Research Squad, which definitely is headed by Taharka Bey, if it's not Taharka Bey himself, which I suspect it is. But you can see here, only thing that he's doing, do not support FBA reparations Juneteenth celebration in DC. Why would he be telling people? Why would a black person tell black people not to support a reparations Juneteenth celebration? That doesn't even make sense. On any level, does that make sense? He's not saying, hey, there's a different group that's doing some reparations that makes more sense. Hey, there's a different way of going about reparations. Hey, we can celebrate Juneteenth over here. This is a better place to get into the celebration of our ancestors being free and honoring our ancestors. He's not saying nothing like that. He's saying, hey, don't support it. We don't want no support. Oh, look, he used to be a pimp. This was part of counterintelligence. When I'm saying like we're being attacked by counterintelligence, I'm not just saying that as sensationalism. I'm saying that as an actual literal fact. If you've ever read the counterintelligence program files, you'll understand what their goals were and their means of reaching those goals. And you'll see that a lot of these cats are following it to the letter. Sabotage. Devalue what they're saying. Delegitimize what they're saying. Character assassinate. Take things out of context. Give false information. Attack not only the broader community, but you have to attack people and the people who think like them. In other words, you have to go to the conscious or the grassroots black empowerment community and sabotage them or belittle them or basically salt them up to them. So they use all these different type of tactics to do so. But what is the real purpose? And what is the flaws and why is this backfiring now? The reason why it can now backfire is because we have platforms to actually speak about this in real time. See, in the 60s, the counterintelligence program was able to be successful because all they had to do was leak stories on the radio, leak stories on the evening news, TV. It's because there was no internet, because you can broadcast a message faster than it can spread in grassroots, word of mouth. The vast majority of people were only able to see it coming from the enemy. So if the 6 o'clock news said all Black Panthers hate police, well, that's what the vast majority of people seen, with nothing to be able to counter that unless you live in one of these communities, but you don't have a voice to broadcast nationally and internationally at that time. See, now we can neutralize these type of threats. That's what the new black media is doing. But why do some of these haters just hate so much? Why do they attack those who we support so much? You see, it'd be different if the real sentiment on the street level, on the local level, was against these people that a Moochie Bear likes to quote unquote expose. It'd be different if there were people that were coming out on their own saying, hey, I feel like I've been scammed. Hey, I paid for a product or service I never got, or it wasn't adequate. That would be different. But that's not the case. The only people calling it a scam is the ones who don't support it. Here's why they're mad. Let me show you why they're mad. See, when they see something like this, a Hidden History Museum fundraiser that's able to raise $1.1 million in a month without any help from sponsors, from corporations, from government, subsidies. See, that scares white supremacists, but it also scares coons and tethers. Because in their mind, it's not legitimized unless the government put a stamp on it. They don't like the idea that we can, from a grassroots level, fund our own endeavors. See, if this was like money that was given by the state of California or the city of Los Angeles or some Coca-Cola or Pepsi for some Black History Month decided to pour in hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars into the Hidden History Museum, they would call it legitimate. They would not be upset. Because that would be more in the realms of how they get theirs. Meaning if they're broke bums sitting on government assistance, it's hard for them to fathom how anyone could be successful outside of that model that they know. This is why tethers come here and they're so upset when they see what we can do without government assistance, just on our own, because it really subconsciously lets them know that they're failures because they're not a part of anything like that. And the model is a good model to really study. When you see what some of the new black media, just some grassroots activists are able to accomplish just with the help and participation of the grassroots, it really should be something to be studied and duplicated. And this is something I spoke about for years. Because what it means is that we can supply our own needs. This is one of the reasons why they didn't like the Panthers. Because the Panthers can feed, clothe, shelter, take care of, do cop watch, all these different things that they were doing without help from anyone else. It meant that we had the power to take care of our own challenges. It means we can depend on ourselves and get things done. Microphone Check raised $261,000. The goal was only $180,000. But here's the kicker. No pun intended. Here's the kicker to that, though. See, when we have endeavors that we wish to fund or get done, and collectively there's thousands of us, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of us that are codified the way that we are, it doesn't take a lot from everyone to get a lot done. Very little participation from each of us, enough that we're not even going to miss it. A $5 or $10 or $20, whatever, we can get things done. So if we can get this done, we can get this done in neighborhoods all over the country. It doesn't have to be a museum. It might be some type of learning facility. Might be some kind of health facility. Could be some type of business. Could be some type of media apparatus. Could be anything that collectively it doesn't hurt us to participate and contribute to, but it could have big effects that are long lasting, even leave a legacy after we're gone. See, there's not going to be a legacy for these haters. There's not going to be no Taharka Bay, Moochie Bear legacy when they're gone. People are going to know of Tariq Nasheed 50 years after he passes. People are going to know of this movement hundreds of years after we're gone. The same way we look back at some of these movements and some of these people that were contributors to our lineage progressing, the same way we could look back and take inspiration and salute and honor ancestors that were part of our development, growth and development as a people, or uprising as a people. People are going to look back at what we're doing. They're not going to look back at these haters. They're going to be forgotten. They have no legacy to stand on. They can't even say that they were on the right side of history, because clearly it will be remembered whose side they were on.
Anybody that want to contribute, you can always Cash App. Also got a P.O. box for those who want to help out with checks or anything that want to help. with my legal fund. Y'all been entertained by it. Might as well help me out.
See the contrast? You see where this is really, do you understand the mindset of these haters, of these betrayers, of these traitors? They're struggling. They don't like to see us being able to be successful for a real cause. But here's the mistake that people like Taharka Bey makes. See, his mistake is you can't say that it is grifting or scamming to do business, to give people things that they want, to do, fair exchange. You can't say Tariq Nasheed is grifting and scamming the people because he raises money for a museum that is now open. No one who contributed to the museum is upset about it. No one else is complaining about it. The only ones complaining are the ones who didn't contribute and didn't want it to happen, who said it would never happen in the first place. They're the only ones complaining. So if raising money for something that you actually do is a grift or a scam, if raising money for actual documentaries that actually are being put out and loved, best-selling, revered worldwide, if that's a scam, if writing books, being a published author, if that's a scam or a grift, then you can't turn around and try to raise money for a lawyer, even though you've already done that one time, didn't get a lawyer to this day, took your family to Disneyland. You can't turn around and say everybody else is grifting, but you have raised money for a research news van because you said you were going to cover the Brother Polite trial, even though Brother Polite went to the trial via Zoom, so you didn't need the money for no van to drive to Florida, nor did you even cover the trial. You didn't speak about it until after he got convicted. Never produced the van, never produced the Morris Village. All the money that you've ever raised for things have never come to fruition. If that's not a grift, you can't say someone who is doing fair business is grifting. And if you put the energy that anyone raising money is grifting and scamming, even though the people who are putting up money actually benefit from what they're contributing to, you can't turn around.
One thing I wanted to add before I start the show, I just put the link up there to ViewStub. ViewStub is the platform where I gave everyone an update on what I've been through since my confrontation with Tariq Nasheed. And so, because the people have contributed to me filing this lawsuit, I thought it was only right that you have an update. And it is a fundraiser, I'm telling you now.
So you can't raise funds after shitting on anyone else who raises funds, especially when they're not really getting anything tangible out of what you're raising funds for. So you want to know why you're now saying stuff like, hey, this is getting dangerous and costly. I need money, y'all. I need a lawyer money, even though he's been raising lawyer money for 2 years. See, the thing is, you've already put it in the subconscious of your followers that people raising money are grifters. People doing legitimate business are grifters. People that are doing fair exchange, no robbery are grifters. It's hard to pivot and then ask them for money for something they're not going to benefit from. Them giving you money for a lawyer to fight cases that's not going to benefit them, especially when you've already raised money for a lawyer and didn't get one to this day, it's going to be hard for them, unless they have cognitive dissonance, which so many of them do, to see a benefit to contributing to your cause. And unfortunately, because you attract haters and losers, a lot of them probably don't have money to give you like that. So you pretty much fucked yourself. Because if your whole thing is people raising money is grifting, even though people are actually getting something out of it, then you can't ask people for money when they're not getting anything from giving you the money, except for that you'll make some more YouTube videos talking shit about the same person who they don't like. That's not going to be enough incentive for most people. But then again, like I said, to go back to the whole counterintelligence ops, let me show you something.
They don't get paid that much. Informants don't get paid that much. COINTELPRO don't get paid that much. But they are allowed to commit fraudulent crimes and get away with it for the service.
I smell an agent. They smell an agent. I smell an agent. Yeah. You better watch it more. Fight them sellouts lurking them corner. And best believe they coming with that folly taking you under. I smell an agent. They smell an agent. I smell an agent. Yeah. You better watch it more. Fight them.
So what did he just now tell you? Let's hear it again.
They don't get paid that much. Informants don't get paid that much. COINTELPRO don't get paid that much. But they are allowed to commit fraudulent crimes and get away with it for the service.
Now, first of all, how would you know how much counterintelligence gets paid? To know that it's not that much. How would you know that? Second of all, is it ironic that you have a rap sheet a mile long with all types of crimes and you ain't in jail? How's that? Is it because they don't get paid that much but they're allowed to commit crime for the service? Is them not getting paid that much the reason why you have to raise money for an attorney? So you telling on yourself. You snitching on yourself. So yeah, by contrast, you're upset that grassroots organizing can actually get real results. Of course, we're going to have people that's attacking the new black media and the FBA family when they're seeing that, hey, we delineate, we focus and solidify amongst our own, we can actually get things done. It's bigger than Tariq Nasheed. It's bigger than the new black media. It really just shows, it's a testament to what our ancestors were able to do with nothing but themselves to depend on in the past. And it's exactly what we're doing right now. So the more we have progress, the more we have influence, the more upset they are. Even when it comes to these Mark ass Lamoise shills, these Roland Martins, these other people that they put up in front of us to act like they represent us, why are they always so upset with us? Because they don't respect the grassroots. Some of them have been platformed on major news networks and still don't have the influence of a Jason Black. Still can't get the views of a Professor Black Truth. But they want to check from mainstream media, corporate media, and can't get it. So they don't like the fact that we can move on the grassroots and get more done than they can. There's no way these Mark Lamont Hills and Roland Martin shouldn't be able to run laps around us with views when it comes to new black media, some of our new black media platforms. They should be able to lap. They were on the news for years, some of them. But they have to depend on corporate sponsorship, and we only depend on ourselves. So of course they're gonna feel some kind of way. They're shilling themselves to the Democratic Party to corporate media and still can't move the people, still can't have the influence that the grassroots have. They won't speak on reparations. They won't speak on the anti-hate bill. They won't speak on justice. They realize the world sees what we've been able to do. Some of these police that actually got tried and convicted was only because of us. I've even showed videos of people even thanking the new black media and social media for some of the things that got out to the point to where there was actually justice. Amber Geiger is an example of that. They tried to bury that story until we started kicking up dust, speaking about it, and then it got to the streets. Or should I say it came from the streets, and we elevated and signal boosted to the point where they had to charge her. We have been behind this. But this is how it's always been. It's never been because of, benevolent media or politicians that just want to do us a solid. It's never been that. We've always had to push the issue. We've always had resistance, and some of that resistance have come from people who look like us. They can't silence us. They can't stop us. They can't deter us. And when we come together, we can get them out the paint. We can get them out the paint. That's what we've been able to do. That's why Roland Martin can't get no damn job on CNN or MSNBC. Why he got fired from, what was that, V1 or whatever that was he was at. This is why when Mark Lamont Hill, he threw Farrakhan under the bus, then the next week they had him out of there. He didn't stand on nothing, and because he didn't really rock with the grassroots, because he didn't really have the favor of the grassroots, he's reduced to just being a Twitter troll with a dusty YouTube channel, which you would think wouldn't be sufficient for somebody who was on CNN for years, and the Griot and the Root and all these other have their own platforms. It's us against the world, and we've been able to do more than any other group on our own. So of course they're going to come after us. Of course they're going to continue to attack us. That's the only thing that they have. That's the only thing they could do. So of course they're going to, we're rent free. This nigga Taharka is talking like he's about to give up. He's losing. Look at this. It's dangerous, family. Exposing frauds is becoming dangerous and costly. Only thing is, he ain't exposing frauds. What he's trying to do is run interference, and it's not working. FBA, New Black Media, is up. The grassroots is up. And it's up for these fuck niggas. And just understand that we will have more resistance from other people. We will, new level, new devil. We will continue to be attacked. Those who we respect and those who have influence on the grassroots will continue to be attacked, undermined. We have to understand this, and we have to realize that, hey, collectively, we can get niggas out the paint. We just got to stay strong and hold it down like we've been doing. Continue to honor the ancestors, those who came before us. Continue to operate in solidarity and codification. Doesn't mean that we can't disagree. Doesn't mean that we can't critique. Doesn't mean that we have to like everybody, but we got to respect the movement. And we gotta be able to come against and expose those who oppose. That's it, y'all. Peace. Be one.